Hello and welcome back to another live stream. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. West Ham United 1, Manchester City 3. This is your match reaction, and big up to everyone that's already clicked on the live. I'm sorry that I moved this half an hour late. I was watching Game of the Day. I'm being honest. I was watching Game of the Day. I wanted to see how Everton collapsed against Bournemouth, and boy, was that interesting. Big up to 3 people that are in here already. Big up to Deck. Congratulations on the 500 subs back. Thank you very much, Oi Geezer. Big up to Charlie as well. And big up to the Villa fan. Hope you guys are all doing well. And big up to Jonathan as well. Make sure to like the video instantly and make sure to subscribe if you are new. I ain't going to rant today. I might not be ranting today. I might be, well, nothing to do with the game. Put it that way. I'm not angry. Who would have thought it? I'm not angry. But yeah, GVO Mike's on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for anyone that wants to follow. And let's get straight into it. But yeah, interesting game. I couldn't really watch the game initially, for certain reasons. So I had to when I was back home from where I was today. I was in an area of the game. I went home and rewatched it properly. Hold on, there's bare comments. Fucking hell. Captain and Haaland worked out well. Let's go. There's silver linings, I guess. I am absolutely getting battered in the FPL league. 3 points today. Still don't know how we did it with injuries. Yeah, apparently you guys struggled towards the end. I didn't see your game. No, you shouldn't. You could have got a draw 100%. Hence was keen to hear your spin. Yeah, we're gonna get straight into it, of course. Big up to Worry as well. I ain't gonna rant today. Yeah, I'm not gonna rant today. I'm not. That is surprising. But obviously, when I saw that lineup, I was very encouraged from then. Would I have started Tadibo and Fulkirk? Yes. Do I think Tadibo and Fulkirk should start in the future? Yes. Overall, I was quite happy with the lineup. I said on Twitter, I'll take that any day. I think the starting midfielder Alvarez and Rodriguez. I think a couple of us put it in the chat in the match preview yesterday. That's the kind of midfield that we want to see today. 28 was benched today. 28 was on the bench, and so was number 5. When number 5 came on, it all went tits up, but we'll get into that later. Number 28 didn't really do anything when he came on. I ain't got really anything to say about him today, funny enough. But the midfielder Alvarez and Rodriguez with Paquetá roaming around, that was fine. Carlos Solo was not registered in time. We literally signed him yesterday. Yesterday was literally deadline day. Friday being deadline day doesn't help anyone unless you're playing on a Sunday because of the whole registrations thing and stuff like that as well. Big up to Josiah as well. Big up to Hano as well. I hope you both are doing well. Told you, geez, I put £20 on it for you guys to get top 6. Don't bottle it. I still don't know about that. I haven't seen enough for us to get Europe. I was happy with the performance today. City on another level this year. City are better than last year. Your attack should have done much better. I agree. Did you see the solo presentation before the game? I did. I couldn't see it properly, but I did see it. But I kind of knew that was going to happen. The whole Carlos Solo thing. I think that makes sense. I think the same thing's going to happen tomorrow with Jadon Sancho, and I don't know who else signed that could be announced tomorrow. Newcastle didn't sign anyone. Man United didn't sign anyone, so they're not going to announce any players. But there's a lot of things to get into, isn't there, for today's game? Also told you shady dealings where Tony was concerned. Yeah, he was right about that, to be fair. I'll say parts of first half and most of the second half for West Ham were very positive in my opinion, but your attack was lacking final third. Oh, yeah, for sure. I think let's talk about it because a couple of you have already put it out there. The attack. Let's talk about the attack first then. I think City really nullified Jared Bowen today. By the way, because there's 7 people in here, we will get into the player ratings. I'm going to give you a heads up. Only one person is going to have above a 7 rating, and everyone else is going to have between a 4 and a 7 out of 10 in my books. But we will get into player ratings later. I thought you was going to have a rant. No, this is the thing. Today, I'm not happy because we didn't win. So I'm never going to be happy unless we win games. I'm not happy with a draw unless you come back. But my thing is, I wanted to see encouragement. I have less complaints today than I do about the Bournemouth game because The reason why I have more complaints about the Bournemouth game because of the personnel that was playing and the distribution to the lack of distribution to the ball to the front final third, the way we approached it, the way we approached the game, and today was much better. Like from the very off, we started to press. We pressed straight away. So imagine last year we lost 3-1 last year, and it was way worse, way worse of a watch. And the way we conceded goals, don't get me wrong, we could have done way better with the goals we conceded today. Are way better, and we'll get into that as well. But also at the same time, the goals we conceded last year were way worse, way worse. It was actually kind of ridiculous how we conceded the goals we conceded against Manchester City from last year. That's the best way to compare it as well, because they're actually better than last year. Funny enough, they are better than last year. And to be fair, they weren't great for their standards last year. They still won the league, and they were still outstanding at times. But for Manchester City, they will look back on that season and think, "Oh, we're a bit disappointed in this, and we could have done better in this, etc." But however, this season they look even better. This was without Rodri. This was without Phil Foden as well. Obviously, they don't really need anyone, to be honest. I know Erling Haaland scored a hat trick today, but yeah, like it was interesting today. I think with the attack, let's get on to the attack. I was about to get onto the attack. Nullified by Jared Bowen today. Nullified by the City defense. Jared Bowen was today. They did not let him get on his left foot that often. It kind of forced Jared Bowen to provide for others, and he's not the greatest creator, final ball specialist. He's not that kind of player. So when they were forcing him to do that, it played into their hands quite a lot. And I watched the City Chelsea game, and I watched the game of the day when they were facing Ipswich as well. In general, their defending is really good when they're not being caught on the counter. Like they get really close together and just stay compact and put bodies on the line. Like Pep has pretty much found a perfect balance in between their defense and attack, and it's really good to see if you're neutral and if you're a person that doesn't want Arsenal to win the league, such as myself. Today we couldn't nullify that. I think Mohamed Kudus on the left. We've had plenty of conversations about it. I don't think it was terrible, but you're never gonna get the best out of him when he's playing on the left. You're never gonna get the best out of him. I think at times Kudus should have done better. I think the one way he should have done better was when Antonio and Bowen were giving him the decoy run so he could run through the middle and shoot. But the guy gave the ball away, which was really confusing to me because that's very out of character from him. If we're talking about the front four specifically, I know Paquetá wasn't really playing as a 10. He was playing kind of everywhere. He had a free role today, but Paquetá was up and down. I did initially blame him for the first goal when I first ever saw it, but when I watched it back on my TV, Emerson gave him a really bad ball. So he was kind of already stretching for it. However, it doesn't mean that Paquetá wasn't wasteful today and wasn't giving away the ball quite a lot in our own half as well. And he does that a bit, but he's not doing it as much as last year, don't get me wrong, because of the system that we play. But he needs to stop doing that because that's going to cost him. He's too rash and he's too erratic as well. The quick free kicks thing needs to stop. Stop taking quick free kicks because we can actually create something from a set piece, but you choose to speed it up, and it's really annoying. He also got out of the press well around the end of the second half, then long-balled it to Emerson for no reason, and we nearly conceded from that where Bernardo Silva nearly walked through our defence. You cannot give these opportunities to Man City because for the first goal where Emerson gave in a bad pass, we lost it, and Erling Haaland for the first and third goal, you knew he was going to score because this is what that is Erling Haaland territory. Let's get into your comments quickly. I don't think West Ham were awful. It looked 50-50 at times. If Haaland wasn't playing, it's easily a draw or a win if you make those chances. Yeah, it's if buts or maybes, isn't it? I think we saw encouraging signs. I think if we play against the smaller teams like that or lesser teams, like we've got Fulham coming up as well. Like if we play like that against Fulham, I think we win. Or we don't lose, put it that way. When I saw Souček not in the lineup, the first thing came to my mind was Mike's would have been celebrating. Yeah, do you know what? Do you know what's funny? I didn't even clock it in my head that he wasn't starting. I was like, oh, that's a sick lineup. I'm surprised by that lineup. And I was wondering why I was so surprised. It was one, because he rushed out Alvarez in and luckily he didn't get injured. He got 75 minutes in. Now he can have a good 2-week break. Well done to Edson Alvarez today as well. He actually played okay for his first start back in the Premier League. and to come off the Carabao Cup game. I know he didn't play the whole game, but to come off the Carabao Cup game to then play today as well, he did very well, and he makes such a difference towards our midfield. But also, I noticed I was looking at the bench. He was on the bench. I was like, oh, 28's on the bench. That's why I didn't clock it. And he actually benched him. So maybe we will see Carlos Soler over number 28 when the whole international break is said and done. I don't know if he's called up to the Spain squad. I doubt it. So he'll get 2 weeks to just settle in East London as well before he can get into the new season. It's going to take him longer than 2 weeks as well. Yeah, I thought he was going to have a rant. Nope. Big up to the McAllister season. Big up to yourself. You need that physical 9 that is all-time space creator. Look what Chris was done to us today, and he's 1 miles per hour. I hear what you're saying. I think Fulcrook could be that. Kudus was wasteful. Aaron Wan-Bissaka was good. Yeah, I agree. But that physical mobile 8, number 9 is rare in modern today's game. Not going to lie, it is. It is. How much would Stan Collymore be worth now as a 9? Fuck no, it's probably over 100 million. Antonio's more physical than Chris Wood. He is, I think, because he like really takes on defenders as well, really pins them back. Last season when you lost to City 3-1, yeah, the defending for City goals that time was horrible. But this season, Haaland is a freak. People forget Haaland is young, and he's already a freak. So he's only going to get better. So he hasn't even peaked yet, which is fucking scary. And he's AI. I said this in a couple group chats I was in. He's AI. Like, I think AI has gone a bit too far. I feel sorry for Antonio. Him 4 years ago would have loved this team. I do agree with that. I do. I don't even think Antonio was that bad today. I don't think he was great, but I think it was probably his best performance of the season. I do think he needs to be benched, but I think he did a couple good things in the first half. But he also did a couple typical Antonio things, I'll be real. Rico Lewis is class for Manchester City. He's actually just so composed on the ball, playing that inverted role from right back to midfield. They were like I would have been able to see it properly if I had the ability to see it properly today. I would have seen like the ultimate role of how they properly coach their team because I sit so high up in the stadium. And the way they play football, they're just too smart. They're too smart. Like they overload every side. It's like you're playing against 30 aside against your 11 aside, and you just get invaded all the time. Haaland looks like a different beast compared to last season. Yeah, he does. And he's already won the golden boot pretty much. There isn't anyone that's gonna catch up. Like it's gonna take him to get an ACL injury for anyone to have a chance of getting a golden boot, and I don't wish that upon anyone. We all could hold me. Yeah, we do. Yeah, West Ham are my other team this year. 100% agree. I appreciate that. Gavardio is class, man. Yeah, Gavardio as well. He's another one where, like that guy is unreal. I remember when I first watched him at Man City, I was like, why is this guy playing on the touchline? I thought he was a centre back, and then Pepper's converted him into this touchline fullback that can cut in on his right foot, and he's left-footed. The guy, I don't know what. Only Pep could do that, by the way. Kudus had a really off game. Yeah, I thought Kudus again on the left. It's Kudus on the left. As I said, it's like if you weren't comparing him to himself, then that's not a bad game. But if you're comparing him to what we know, that's a terrible game because we have high standards of someone that's that talented. And yeah, he wasn't great today, and I don't think he should be playing on the left. But whatever. We could have got a draw. Yeah, we could have got a draw. We could have. We should have got a draw. Really, really. Also, a couple of defensive mistakes as well. We were the masters of our own downfall. To be fair, even though Manchester City are way better than us, of course that goes without saying. I feel like Paquetá would be benched when Soler and Somerville are fully integrated. I don't think Paquetá's getting benched. I don't think Paquetá, Kudus, and Bowen are getting benched. That's my main thing, and that's probably going to be a problem I see going forward. Just because, as much as they are our 3 best players. They all can't play together unless you play them the way we've been telling you to play them. I think Soler's going to come in and Rodriguez will be benched. And I don't think Somerville's going to start. I don't think he's going to be a starter, unfortunately. Somerville, again, he looked good when he come on. And I think that's the difference to what we needed. We need someone that could cut in, and we've needed that something for time. But I'd start him next game, probably. I don't know who I'd bench. I'd probably bench Rodriguez and just start the team how you guys already know how I'd start the team. Okay, let's get it straight. 3-1 flattered Man City. It could have been 3-1, yeah, on what ifs and stuff, yeah. Listen, I think C's like it. Pretty much the 3-1 was my prediction. People might have remembered that from yesterday. But um, I think they deserved it anyway. They controlled the game quite well. It's very hard to get the ball off them. It's just when we had the ball, and when you play against Man City, you're not going to have the ball that much. But when you do have the ball, you got to be clinical. And our attackers compared to their attackers is night and day. Even though I think their wingers were shit today, their midfielders were really good, and their striker was fantastic, and their defenders were really good. Apart from that Ruben Diaz own goal, I think Diaz got a bit maybe too much harsh criticism online, but their defense was also really good. You are a fresh team with a fresh manager, and you will look good. Give this 6 months, dude. Yeah, if we keep playing like that, I'll definitely give it more time and patience for sure. We just got to go off something that we can see, and today was the first time, pardon me, that we saw something that we can be encouraged by, and that's mainly because he put out like a lineup that all of the players can keep the ball quite well. Even Antonio at times. I don't think what's it called? I think he can pin like when he spun. I think it was a Kanji when he spun round him. That's the kind of Antonio we need, but I don't think he's got that ability to do it week in week out anymore. By the way, big up to yourselves in the comments because you guys have commented a lot today. I'm just getting through your comments and I'm going to chat about the rest of the game. Haaland is a hard opponent. I noticed this on his second goal. Your defenders backed off, maybe because of his strength and tail built. He has the threat to every team. I think for the second goal, maybe Emerson and maybe Kilman should have done better. Like they should have communicated better. But it is what it is. That was a dangerous strike from Haaland, I have to say. Big up to Early Doors Football TV. Hope you're doing well, bro. Um, yeah, but listen, Haaland is a threat to anyone, as the Villa fans said. Yeah, agreed, Villa. If you got Robert Haaland, you got a bad day. He's a two-man marked player, and even if you put 2 men on him, there's space for other people as well. So that's the most annoying part about it. Yeah, it's actually crazy. Yeah, it is crazy how Haaland has gone up a level. That's the thing. He's ridiculous. And as you said, 4 chances and scored a hat trick. That is clinical, and people had the cheek to call him not clinical last season. And the fact that we're calling last season a bad season for Haaland is saying something. I love how it's one game that Haaland will have bad. It will have like 12 touches, and people like we have to have a discussion about Haaland. No, we fucking don't. I'm guessing you lot might come back for Durant in January or the summer. I don't think we will. Not in January. We need the funds, man. Durant already showed he's the best backup striker in the world at the moment. If he does, well, there's possibilities we don't let him go. We would also need to sell an attacker as well for us to even do that and get wages off the books. I think it'll be a difficult deal to even do now. I think his price is only going to go up, and we've got 3 attackers already. And I want to give. I want if Fulkirk and Duran would be ideal because you've got the young guy, you've got the old guy that can play a part. And by the way, anyone that's going to give Fulkirk shit today, again, it's another fucking substitute appearance. Fucking watch football. Like, please. Like, the guy hasn't even started in the league that he's never played in before, and people were giving him shit. I hate it. This happens with every striker that we sign. Haller, Skamaka, it doesn't matter who we sign. They just get shit when they've never played in this league before. That's the only thing I'm really angry about today is the way people discuss football online. But Twitter is full of player full of weirdos, man. Duran is better than Watkins. Watkins is dusty. We'll see. We'll see if Duran could be better than Watkins. I'm not going to jump on that train just yet, but Duran has definitely got the chance to be benching him for now. He came on and scored again. I didn't watch the game, so I can't tell you whether Watkins played bad despite his goal or anything. But Duran is really putting himself out there. Can you see us struggling to make top 10? I said we've finished 10th, and I still maintain that. Unless I see anything different, we will finish 10th. I saw things that are good today, but we're probably not there yet. We've got a decent squad. And it took a long time to do this rebuild. This isn't even like the first 2% of the rebuild. That's how big the rebuild had to be last season and that's how bad we actually performed last season. We've got a long way to go, even in just getting in players and getting players out, because there's a lot of players that need to go, in my opinion, still. But we had a great transfer window, nevertheless. Yeah, obviously you're applying to Charlie. This season, I think Durant will be the top scorer over Watkins. Watkins should just be Watkins, and he needs to cut it out. He's sellable the way he's playing right now, and our backup is doing more. That's interesting to see. I think that maybe an eye to keep on Watkins. Luckily, He actually got me points for once on my FPL, but it wasn't much. Yeah, as I said, evening might bring up to early doors football TV. Yeah, man, I agree. He looks really off it, really been wasteful in front of goal. Fucking, that was a lot of comments. All right, I'm gonna come back to the rest of the comments in a minute. Give me a sec, guys. But let's get into more in the game. I thought, as I said, Antonio played okay in the first half. He dipped in the second half. Obviously, he didn't really get much of the ball either because you played against Man City. But for the stuff that he did do, apart from one pass back with his back to go, I thought he was okay. I think he could be much better though. But he's coming to the end of it. And listen, Fulkirk needs to start against Fulham next week. But fuck knows when he's going to start. I have a feeling this manager's just going to start him at Anfield, and he's going to get shit for playing bad at Anfield when he's not going to get the ball. That's my prediction, but who cares? But yeah, I think him and Tadibo need to come in for the next game. I'm going to get on to Mavropanos in a minute because with Mavropanos, I said to people, even after his Crystal Palace performance where he was really good, he's a squad player. Because Mavropanos will give you these games where he's shit. He was like that against Bournemouth when he came on. And he'll give you games like Palace where he was really good. He'll give you both. He'll give you the best of both worlds where he can put in a really good masterclass. But sometimes even though I called him a good defender last season, maybe he cannot defend in the high line because he gets run ragged by anyone that runs to run him behind. And also, the guy takes way too long on the ball for someone who's meant to be a ball-playing centre-back. He takes way too long on the ball. And I gave him his first season, but here, am I judging you now? Very fairly. You're probably not good enough to start for West Ham United, and that's the truth. But Tadibo's there. Luckily, we signed someone that's going to be out for 40 million next season, so hopefully he plays instead. That's what I would like, but we'll see if that happens. I think Tadibo needs to come in and join Max Kilman, who I did think had a good game today. About Watkins' performances. Joy, that doesn't surprise me either with the whole Watkins thing. I actually didn't rate Watkins for a very long time up until he scored against Arsenal at the Emirates. And I still don't really rate him to the highest extent. I think he's a good striker. I never put him above Ivan Toney in the Toney discussions or above Toney. I've always said Toney above Watkins, but he's a good running behind man. I think he's been coached really well. I think Watkins without Emery is a scary sight. I don't think he's as good as people said, but I think he had a really good season. I think he's key towards Villa. I think it's also someone that, like that could get you to the European level, but I don't think he's terrific or anything. Try to get into your questions again. Give me a sec, guys. Mike, give you a fresh template against a set team, dude. You guys did well. I don't think 90% of the league would do as well. Yeah. I just haven't seen enough for them to put us in a top 6 position, a top 8 position, etc. They're definitely not a top 4 position. I know some people put us in top 4. I had no chance of us getting top 4. I'll tell you that. And I would love if we get top 4. And you tried to play against them, you didn't pussy up. And that's exactly what we would have done last season. Deck is we would have pussied up. We would have put 11 men behind the ball. I'm big up to Early Doors Football TV. Hit the like button, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Go and do what Early Doors Football TV has just said. We would have put 11 men behind the ball. We would have played players out of position. We would have approached the game like it's nothing. And the thing is, we would have had no plan Bs last season. As soon as we went 1-0 down, we had to come out of our shell, and we were kind of forcing to play with the football where we didn't really know what to do with it. Because 90% of games nowadays and players nowadays is down to the manager, not actually to the players themselves. 90% of games when you judge them is all down to the manager and not the players. 90% of the time. You still judge players, don't get me wrong, but coaching is so much more important than it ever was. And that you can make that difference from the 2 games of Manchester City and the game last year to this year as well. The scary thing about City is the fact they don't even have Foden and Rodri playing, and they're still dominating games. That's the maddest part about it, is the fact that they don't even have all their players that they would particularly want. They don't. But they're going to win the league again. I don't think they're going to do the fucking Invincibles or shit like that, or maybe Centurions again. But they're going to win the league. Arsenal haven't strengthened enough. And I'm not even going off today. I'm going. This is how I've always been. When Arsenal fans say they're going to win the league, they're not going to win the league. They're not going to win. They'll be up there, but they're not going to win the league. And Arsenal will probably beat us home and away as well, but they're not going to play how City did today. Is it just me that thought Kilman had a good game? No, Kilman had a good game. He played well. He didn't get affected by Haaland at all. It was his centre back part that let him down today. I think Kilman held his own. He held his own against Haaland, and I was really scared about what Haaland could do to either centre back. And despite Kilman's good performances, I didn't know if Max Kilman was going to play well today, but he started really well. He hasn't put a foot wrong really, and we're really being picky if we're going to point out his flaws throughout the 3 or 4 games that he's played for West Ham so far. City look hungry. Think they're just looking to take all of it, League Cups, etc. I think they really look hungry because of those reasons that you just said there, because they were disappointed in the Champions League and in the FA Cup last season. So they're looking at it as like, okay, well then, here's what we're going to do. We're going to fight on all fronts. We're going to fight on every front. And they're looking to do that today, and they're preparing for life with, not for life, but for games without Rodri, where there's going to be games without Rodri where maybe they disappear. Maybe they disappear and there's a big hole in the midfield. But however, that doesn't exist anymore because Kovacic will control the game. And Kovacic and Bernardo Silva playing together, they do that. Bro, full quick set Suchek up straight away by bringing down the ball and laying it off to him like instantly. Bro, that was a decent layoff. I actually thought like at some point that he made the wrong decision, but he actually made the right decision. And what I don't get about Suchek, yeah, he's actually a good shooter of the ball, yeah, even with his feet, which he never really seems to do enough. But why does he always fall down to the floor as he's shooting? Like he falls on the floor after, but he always like shoots like he's about to slide tackle someone. That's my only thing. He can strike a ball really well, so I don't know why he doesn't. I don't know why he doesn't do that. Paquetá got too much game time today. Should have been hooked off earlier in the second half. Wasn't great today. Let a couple of City goals. I agreed. I think the problem is that he's becoming one of the manager's favourites, where I don't think he's going to be benched anytime soon, and I don't think he's going to be hooked anytime soon. I want to put Somerville on for him and move Kudus to the middle. I think he just wants to give Bowen a rest, for example, because he knew the game was gone. But I do think he should have come off as well. Paquetá's performance was like this. The thing is, he's really key towards us as well. Don't get me wrong. He's the key creator because there's nobody that can find a pass like him. Obviously, that over the top ball to Jared Bowen in the second half, and he was really key in the build up play for the first goal. And that's again for if we're talking about not the first goal, our only goal. When Kudus drifted into the middle, he played the ball to Paquetá, played the ball to Bowen, which is why all 2 of them should start in the middle and Bowen should start on the right. And we're lucky we got that own goal because there was no one in the middle attacking that. Where was Antonio when that move was happening? I don't get it. Nah, man, I tell you, Mike, I bet you a beer you get top 8 now. I'll take that bet. I don't know how I'm going to buy you the beer, but I'll take that. I'll take that bet. I don't think we're going to get top 8, but I would love to get Europe. I don't care if it's Conference League. I'll take any form of Europe. Because if it's the Conference League, I think we'll win it again quite easily. Why did Arioli get hooked? I think he was injured. Because it wouldn't have been for a bad performance because Fabianski is nowadays a worse goalkeeper than him. The guy is still from last season. He's carried it on to his habit into this season again because habits don't die at 39 when you're a goalkeeper. That he takes way too long to distribute the ball. We could have been on a couple counter-attacks. He takes way too long to distribute the ball, which is really annoying. And he wants to go long all the time because he can't play with his feet, which is probably a thing we're going to have to improve on in the future. We're probably going to have to find a keeper that's really good with his feet in the future. So yeah, I think Ariel is good for now, but yeah, Fabianski's really good at commanding his box, but he's not really great with his feet or anything. But yeah, big up to Arrest. Hope you're doing well. Subscribe to him as well. Big up to yourself. I only won top 6 because I got 201 with a cup win double. 201. Jesus Christ. Well, a cup win double. Wait, 2 cups? I'll take 1. You're going to need to hire staff soon, Mike. Oh, man. That ain't happening anytime soon. I ain't got the peas for that. This is why I said time ago, a Polo type deep ball player you'll miss. Yeah, I don't know whether Soler is going to be that type of player. But that was the missing midfielder that we kind of needed as well. But luckily, I think we'll have that midfield three for Fulham: Paquetá, Alvarez, and Soler. Big up to Rodriguez as well, though. Guido Rodriguez, he played really well throughout the time that he's filled in as well. Uh, Neves was the type. Neves was there to be signed, in my opinion. In my humble opinion. Yeah, I think it's because of his wages. I'm going to assume that nobody went for him, and he probably wants to stay because I think if he wanted to push to leave, I think everyone would have gone in for him. After going to London for a gig, little pop in your area on the tube to pay or receive keys, I usually sleep over my mates in Tooting, Beck or Kensington. That's still far away from me, but yeah, we'll see anyway. But it seems I have more faith in your club season than you. Yeah, bro, I'm naturally quite a pessimistic person. I'm naturally very pessimistic when it comes to my club. The only time I predicted us to finish in Europe was the 22-23 season, and we ended up finishing 14th, and we won a European Cup. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't really predict us to finish high anyway. But I also just think this is going to take time. I just think, yeah, play the right players and we'll actually pass the ball properly. Like, you got to pass through the middle. You have to pass through the middle. You're going to make mistakes and you're going to concede goals doing it, but that's the whole point of playing football. You keep passing on the side all the time, you're going to get pressed and then lose the ball way more often than you will in the middle. It's just that you may not concede the chance as quickly. It's just against Manchester City. Those things are going to happen if your passes aren't correct. But we conceded way more embarrassing goals last season. It was nice seeing Rice get sent off. Love watching Arsenal fans meltdown. And it was a second yellow. Don't get me wrong. For the rules, it's a second yellow. Whether you want to say it's a shit rule or not, that's fair. Well, the only time I have sympathy for that situation is that he didn't yellow card João Pedro earlier for kicking the ball away. However, if you're on a yellow card, you don't kick the ball away. And he got, but why isn't he getting the card? He kicked him. Yeah, he kicked him because Rice kicked the ball away for him to get kicked. Common sense. There's nothing in there when it comes to Arsenal fans. There's nothing in there. Anyway, yes, as a collective, can we laugh at Arsenal's salt today? Yeah, of course. Of course we can. Of course we can. And we will laugh at it more on the GVO show at 8 p.m. on Monday with Alfie. And I know Alfie's going to be fuming, but I know we lost today. I don't, but like, how did people expect me to react? At least I saw us perform today. At least. Overall in the game, I thought Rodriguez held his position down well. I thought Alvarez held his position down well. I've left one person out. Who have I not mentioned? Mr. Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, my friend. I might be tempted to apologize already, and we're 4 games in. Because I was very doubtful about the signing. A lot of you have been subscribed to me for a few weeks and a couple of months. I was very doubtful about the Wan-Bissaka signing due to his overall game. I thought he can play out the press well at times, and he's a good 1v1 defender, but I had doubts about his crossing and stuff like that. But forget the crossing. He was sensational today. He was brilliant. He was class. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I am sorry. I'm sorry for ever doubting you, my friend. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it straight away. I'm going to jump the gun and say it. I'm sorry. Because I've not seen a start like this for a West Ham player, even Premier League proven, in a while. And yes, I expect instant results from a Premier League proven player, but I wasn't expecting that. You've given us a whole new dynamic playing right back and left back in games. From the assist, from not the assist, I keep calling it an assist because it might as well be an assist. The game against Palace, right this week against Bournemouth, where you was man of the match and you was probably the best player again today. There are 3 games in a row where you were absolutely sensational. No, to be fair, you were right. You were right. Fair enough. I think Arsenal fans are going to get pumped by City. Well, yeah, we'll see about that. And he was class today. Yeah, he was class today. And oh yeah, I knew we needed a defender, but I was just worried about his overall game. But the back 4 has to be Wan-Bissaka, Todibo, Kilman, and Emerson now. I think as well with Wan-Bissaka, I'm looking at him, I'm watching him, and I'm like, when is he going to lose the ball? Like, when is he going to lose the ball? And he's getting out of these pressure situations, and he's like, okay, I'm under press, I could go forward here, but then I'll run myself into a corner, which is what Sufa would do, or I could just take my time and then find the pass. By the way, Ben Johnson. A lot of West Ham fans said Ben Johnson. We missed out on signing a contract for fucking Ben Johnson. About Ben Johnson. He was on the bench for Ipswich. Again today. I will be there. I'm always there to hate. I'm the biggest hater for a reason. And I was fucking right about Ben Johnson. I feel like Aaron Wan-Bissaka shines when he's not under pressure at a big club. Yeah, I think Man United is a cesspit. Don't get me wrong, I think he was part to blame in that as well. But we've gone through this before where Man United ruin like ballers type talented players, but maybe when it's out of an environment where you're constantly have your eyes upon it. Wan-Bissaka was Wan-Bissaka's probably had that weight off his shoulders, and he just loving playing football again. Obviously, he didn't originally want to move to us, but I'm sure he's enjoyed himself so far. It's that, yes, he is, yeah. But yeah, I'd sooner have a solid defender or over a wing back. Yeah. And even then, we can switch it up as well. We can tell him. My original thing in my head was he's going to be told to tuck in a bit, and then Emerson just bombs forward. But they're both doing really well, and we've got both of them to balance really well, Emerson and Wan-Bissaka. But it's 37 minutes in. Do I get into player ratings now? Yeah, he seemed happy. Glad you saw that. Yep. Listen, he doesn't really make many facial expressions, whether that's angry or happy, but he seems happy with his teammates. I think we've just got a good crop of players. But as I said earlier, yeah, I agree, Jonathan. Aaron Wan-Bissaka was our best player today. I think to an extent, quite a lot of players are confidence players. I have to say, quite a lot of players are probably confidence players. I'm going to get into player ratings. I thought I was going to do the stream for a bit longer, but I don't know. But I'm enjoying it so far. All right. Let's start with Areola. I don't think Areola had to do much. Apart from the goals. I don't know whether he could have done better for the goals. I haven't forgot the first goal, no. Could have done better for that. Second goal. No, he could have done better with that. He only played the first half. I'm not really going to... Yeah, that formation is a lie. It was pretty much a 4-3-3 and pretty much Packets are playing like around all these spots. Yeah, 5 is fair. Areola... I'll give him a 5. It's not even really fair to give him a rating. And yeah, I'd probably even say that. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, you're the only one that's probably going to get above a 7 today. I'm going to give you an... Oh, do I give you an 8 or a 9? Not a 10. A 10, that's a lot. I'll give you an 8. But I'm tempted to give you a 9. Just because... the reason why I say that is because you nearly ran past the whole fucking City team at one point. The way you get out of possession, 1v1, did well against Grealish as well. I'm going to give you an 8, but I'd be tempted to give you a 9. But I think he actually grew into the game the more time went on as well. That's the thing, he improved as the game went on. I'm going to give you an 8. Maybe I'm being harsh, but you're the only one that's going to get above a 7 for me. Konstantinos Mavropanos. You're getting a 4. And I'm being nice. I think I'm even being nice by saying you're getting a 4 because giving away the ball needlessly, take too long with the ball. You can go on a run, but you don't know what you want to do with the ball. You're meant to be a ball playing centre back. And for the third goal, you literally gave the ball away and ran it into the Man City team. So you're getting a 4 from me. He needs to be dropped. I'm not doing this after one game or anything, but we bought Todibo for a reason. So let's give Todibo a chance and let's get him alongside Kilman and let's get this good back four, get them used to each other and stuff like that as well. Yeah, 4, 3, 5. Yeah, I think I'm being nice when I say 4. I've seen much worse. But it's just needless stuff. It's careless stuff. It's stuff that's easy to correct as well. My main criticisms of today was like the sub for Emerson for Sufal. Because Sufal now is a stinker with a cameo. And Emerson didn't need to get... I know Emerson got a yellow card, but he didn't need to get subbed off. Not for Sufal. By the way, I know Emerson and Wan-Bissaka, like, even if they play bad, like, they probably would need to get hooked eventually if they was to play bad. But the fullbacks to come in would be Vladimir Sufal and Aaron Cresswell. So I'd say just keep them on the pitch, because if you put Aaron Cresswell or Sufal on the pitch, it can only get worse. it could only get worse than even a bad Emerson performance or bad Wan-Bissaka performance. But I'll get on to Emerson in a minute. Max Kilman, I'll give you a 7. Yeah, I'll give you a 7. You were solid. Solid. He didn't do anything outstanding, but the guy is going under the radar of just performing at a consistent basis. He's really settled in well. And you see, you know what it is? His relationship with the manager, I've not seen anything like it. 10. I wouldn't go that far. But you're a Wolves fan. You're one of the Wolves fans that still likes Max Kilman. For so far, 4.5. 5. Interesting. I don't think he was bad. Um, I don't think he was anywhere near Mavropanos. I'll give you a 7. Maybe I'll give you a 6. Maybe a 6. I don't know. But 7 at best. I think he just went under the radar with how good he was compared to. I don't think Kilmer was good today. Fair enough. I thought Kilmer did fine. I thought he didn't really make any mistakes. I just think there was the guy next to him that kept giving away the ball. I don't think Kilman really lost the ball today. And I don't think he made. I think for maybe the second goal he should have done better and communicate with Emerson a lot better. Emerson, I'm going to give Emerson a 5. I'm going to give Emerson a 5. The reason why I'm giving Emerson a 5 is because I thought he made a couple good interceptions in the first half, and he didn't get skinned by Doku. He didn't get I think with Emerson, Doku wasn't his problem because Doku was shit, but his problem was concentration, and I don't think the way the structure worked today suited him because I think Emerson was told to pretty much get too tight to their fullback in the press and maybe get too far forward, which left Kilman down the channel probably too much. 3 for Emerson, 4. The thing is, I've seen a lot worse than that kind of performance from Emerson. That's why I'm not going anywhere near like a 3 or 4 performance. I think it was just average. Scared to lose his man because he ain't sure of his defense. He seems hesitant. But Wolves fan deck always going to send 10 high, 10 right. Emerson got probably worse throughout the game. I don't think he deserved to come off though. I know he got a yellow, but Sufal was not. Sufal was way worse in my opinion. And I'm generally not being biased. I just say how I see it. It's just not good enough. Rodriguez. I'm going to give Rodriguez a 5. I think Rodriguez was fine. I think he just did his job. I think Rodriguez just did what he could. I think the reason why I think I'll give you a rating a bit lower, I think the yellow card was kind of needless. I'm surprised Edson Alvarez didn't get a yellow card today, but I think the yellow card was needless. I'll give you a 5, in my opinion. He just did his job. I just think he wasn't really on the ball enough for me to judge him, but also he didn't do anything of a howler apart from the yellow card. So he's still settling into the league. I'm not gonna be that harsh on you, just like everyone else that's firstly really played in this league properly. Even some of us have really played in this league properly. He did say no nonsense in fear. I think him and Alvarez were slightly structured the midfield a bit different to how it would usually be structured. Obviously, I think ideally you want them 3 midfielders to switch around and be on the ball a lot more, but we played with 2 DMs, so it kind of tweaked it a little bit, which I'm fine with, which I'm more than fine with, but I think it was the right lineup, and I think them 2 together played well. Edson Alvarez, I'll give Edson Alvarez a 6. A 6, I'd say. I'm going to lower Max Kilman's rating to a 6 because I think Kilman and Alvarez were the same. I think Alvarez was fine. I think it was just slightly better than Rodriguez. And I think he makes our midfield a lot better. And I think Edson Alvarez makes a huge difference towards our midfield. And he makes an impact. And he gives a lot of people a lot more confidence. I think without him, we look like a shell of ourselves almost. 5.5 is 7, that's mean. 5.5, 5.5. Try to make things happen too. What I like about Edson Alvarez as well, we've got a midfielder that's a deep that can play through the lines. He's not exactly creative, but he can give the ball to the advanced players a lot quicker than a usual midfielder would, and he can play out the press very well. And it's his first start coming back to the Premier League, first back-to-back starts. You excuse creators making mistakes, hard audience law. Listen, it depends. It depends on the mistake. It depends on the mistake. I think Edson Alvarez didn't really make many mistakes, but Rodriguez, nah, he just went under the radar. He just did his job off the ball, made a couple tackles, but it was maybe a bit rash. But I think the midfield was fine. It's just coming up against the midfield of Kovacic and Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne is not easy. And De Bruyne was on one today, man. Guy was just peppering our goal. The guy was so annoying, man. But give it a rest, De Bruyne, man. You've been doing it for 8 years. Just go easy, man. You can play literally in easy mode and still win the league. The guy doesn't have to try hard like this so much. Jared Bowen. Um, he was nullified. He was nullified today, as I said, nullified from his left foot. I'm not biased on here, so even for Bowen standards, this wasn't great. Again, I give a 5, probably a 5 for Bowen. He was trying to make things happen. Um, I'll argue my point. Yeah, cuss me. Um, but Bowen was okay. It was just okay. I think he was just nullified. I think he was forced into situations where he had to create for other people, and he's not good at that. He made the goal, which does bump his rating a lot more. Uh, and he can get onto his right foot, and he made some good decisions. I think there's other times where he could have made better decisions. And I have higher standards for Bowen. What I don't like, guys, can I just say this as well tactically? I don't like Bowen on the touchline with our wing back making a third man run inverted. I don't think that should ever happen. I think Bowen needs to be in the pockets. And we saw this in the Betway Cup as well. This shouldn't happen. What's it called? Pardon me. The right back has to be on the touchline. Bowen has to be in the pocket. 5, 4. Bowen, I won't judge without forward. That's fair. But yeah, don't get me wrong, the strike, like Antonio didn't really help him today. I don't think Antonio was terrible. We'll get into Antonio in a minute. But uh, yeah, again, Bowen could have been better. Bowen could have been better. I don't think tactically it worked for him today. Because if you're forward playing out wide, you got to create for other people. The guy is a third, is a third phase. What's it called? Third phase, final phase. Forward in the final third. He's not. He can create, but he's not a creator. He's not like Salah where he can change up his game to then become a creator. If he was to change up his game when he gets old, he's gonna have to be a number 9 and maybe learn the movements of a number 9. But I would not play him as a number 9 at this current moment in time. I don't want to see Paquetá off the left. I don't want to see Bowen up front because Moyes has brainwashed everyone. When you make him access the forward, I always give him my -2. He that deep run off dude. Yep. Lucas Paquetá. I'm gonna give you a 4. I think Paquetá will get a 4 from me today. As I said, no one's going to get below a 4. But if I'm going to give Mavropanos a 4, I have to be fair. Emerson did put him under pressure for the first goal. I don't blame him for the first goal, but I blame him for taking the quick free kicks and making stupid decisions in our half. And don't get me wrong, he is the heartbeat and creator of what we can do. And the ball over the top, for example, is what we need to see way more often because that was a great ball over the top to Bowen, but that is only one ball. And the ball for Bowen for the goal is a very basic ball, so you don't get any ratings, higher up ready ratings for that from me. But well done to him, I guess, overall. But a 4 for your standard, you could be much better than that. And yeah, with Sole, I'll make you much of a better player, but I'm not going to make any excuse. I'm not going to. I don't want Chris Wood. I don't want Chris Wood. Not at this stage of trying to get Europe back. I don't think Chris Wood is the right striker. Don't get me wrong. I know Chris Wood scored today and stuff, and Chris Wood has dunked on us many times. He scored. I'm pretty sure we're his most scored opponent. But no, not in this day and age. I'm not taking Chris Wood. Only as a squad player, as an impact sub. That's when you need like a Chris Wood if you want to try to make Europe and something different. Not as a starter. And especially now we have 3 strikers over the age of 30. Not at this stage. He can stay just at Nottingham Forest. But Mohamed Kudus, again, I'm 5 average. Especially for the standards that we're comparing him to. We're only comparing Mohamed. Yeah, high as an option. Yeah, that's why I got Fulkirk. But Kudus, I'll give. Okay, fair enough. Onto his left foot, you're never going to get the best out of him. You're never going to get the best out of him if he's just running down the outside. He can play on both feet, but him running from the left, cutting in on his right, destroys his game. And I'm afraid that's a sword that this manager's going to die on. And I've said that millions of times. Um, I want him in the middle. I want him in the number 10. I want Paquetá slightly deeper with more creative roles and spaces, with Soler being that depth, I guess. But that's what if that's what the manager wants to do. That's what the manager wants to do. Don't get me wrong. He's still going to give fullbacks hell running on the left. He gave Cash hell, Matty Cash hell. He gave Rico Lewis a good game. Rico Lewis did get skinned. He held his own as well. Rico Lewis also did play well, and they had a good battle today. But uh, yeah, I hate seeing Kudus on the left as well, mate. Um, I don't really enjoy it, but it is what it is. I guess this how the manager thinks he can fit Kudus, Paquetá, and Bone into one team, but he's going to learn very quickly that's not how you get the best out of him. Now, when he gets his team right, if you give him that time, it's only, and I mean only 3-4-3-3 variations. That's the thing. Like, it needs to be Alvarez, Paquetá, Kudus, because we saw for the goal, guys, for the first goal, Kudus was the first person to play the ball through to Paquetá by dropping into the middle from the left. Maybe if he's given a free roll and he gets into pockets and Emerson's hugging the touchline, maybe it could work. But it has to be them two both in midfield because we'd really give it to teams. But he's never going to play that because this manager's slightly too pragmatic for even this style of football, which is just my opinion. Another tactical tweak that I didn't really like today is when we were defending at times, and especially in the first half, the wingers were 1v1 with Jared Bowen rather than Wan-Bissaka, which allowed them to get at us quite a lot. And I get you want to make that a 5 in possession, but that didn't work today. It didn't work against Villa either, and he needs to stop doing that. But yeah, that's one for Mohamed Kudus and Mikel Antonio. Mikel Antonio being the last one we do player ratings on, because the only sub I'm going to do a player rating for is Vladimir Sufal, because I can't be asked for the rest. I don't think Fabianski, Fulkrug, and Somerville. But Antonio, I'm going to give a 5 again. 5? Yeah, 5. 5 is fair. A 5 is fair because he did some better things today, but it's still even today. It wasn't as good enough. It was just better than his previous performances. If I'm comparing it to his previous performances, it's a 5. If I'm just comparing it to Mikel Antonio today, then it's still a 5, actually. No, if I'm comparing it to his previous performances, it's probably like a fucking 7. But that's due to the fact that he was absolutely shit against Villa and Palace. Listen, I like Antonio, but listen, his time as a starter is done. Like, listen, he's one of my favourites, but I can't be asked. I can't be asked for sentiment. I'm not asked for sentiment. As much as I like a player, I know when they can get benched and when they can not get benched and when they can be sold on. And listen, I liked Maxwell Cornet. I knew Maxwell Cornet wasn't going to move the needle, and he was bad. Won't score because I feel mean. You're not being fans there, to be honest. 5, 4. Yeah, I think 5 is fair. 4 is fair as well, to be fair. But Fulkrug needs to start. Fulkrug needs to start. And listen, the only substitute I'm going to judge is Vladimir Sufal today, because I'm not even going to judge number 28 today. I don't think he really got anything today. Neither did Fulkrug, really. Apart from, like, the only thing 28 did was sky that shot over the bar, so very hard to judge. The only thing Somerville really did was get the shot off the post. The only thing Fulkrug really did was get the ball to 28. Fabianski did, for the third goal, cool, whatever. But I'm not really blaming him for that. That's what, because I didn't blame Ariola for the first 2 goals either. Vladimir Sufal, you could get a 4 as well. Vladimir Sufal, what's the point of him being on the pitch? And what's the point of him playing football? What is the point? I tweeted this out earlier. He is the epitome of you being a nice guy, and that gets you all the plaudits in the world. But that doesn't make you a good footballer. It doesn't even make you a footballer. It doesn't even make you look like you can even play football. The guy can't play football. The guy cannot even play on the touchline. The guy cannot cross anymore. The guy cannot attack anymore. The guy cannot play 1v1. The guy cannot control the ball. The guy is not good enough to play for this club anymore. And I wasn't meant to rhyme. But you see, even if Emerson has a stinker, find a tweak. Don't put these fullbacks on the pitch. I don't want to see Sufal come on as a substitute. That was one of the worst subs he could have made. And to be honest, we was doing well before that sub, and he actually completely fucked it before that because the only thing that really happened after that Vladimir Sufal sub, everything happened off the left, and Kudus got nothing. You see, if Vladimir Sufal plays, whoever's playing on the right doesn't want to play football because they just want to kill the right back because they're not going to get the fucking football. They're not going to get any support down the touchline. They're not going to get any ball retention from the right back. They're not going to get any intelligence either. So that's the problem. Like Vladimir Sufal doesn't offer any of that. If I'm looking at overall, City picked us off very well. They picked us off very well. They overloaded down both sides, and it was very hard to get at them. The press was fine. I think at times we need to be a bit more aggressive with the press. No, we weren't in for Vardy. We haven't been in for Vardy since 2018. 2018, 2016? In 2016, we were interested in Vardy. We triggered a release clause a long time ago. I don't remember what happened with that, but we weren't in for Vardy last season. Nowhere near. But yeah, this was one of them games where you expected to lose. You expected to lose, but you held your own. If I want to see what I want to see in the future, what I want to see worked on, play through the middle a lot more in possession, get people used to each other, integrate the new settings in properly, rotate the team a bit more. Don't keep the Czech boys away from the starting lineup because they're not going to do anything, and they're going to be the biggest downfall of the club if they play. We cannot have them starting. Yeah, it's long. The new way they play is crazy with Kevin De Bruyne playing as a second winger. That's the problem as well. Every time they got the ball on one side, all of a sudden Kevin De Bruyne is there to pop up as an extra man on the sideline or the touchline, sorry, where they could get you down as a fucking diamond on the side, so you can't pick them up. Because if you drag another midfielder to follow Kevin De Bruyne, guess where you leave? A big gap in the middle. So how are you going to counter that? A lot of teams are going to suffer with that. That's why some teams are just going to sit in their shape and think, oh, we could get City by staying compact and defending in our box and having 11 men behind the ball. No, that's going to make it even worse. Because the reason why it didn't work today was because of mistakes. It wasn't because necessarily City rips us apart from the goals, etc. But the reason why inviting pressure doesn't work is because you're letting City have the ball. You're letting City get in your box. And you're not going to stop them from finishing the chances in your box. So I don't know who they're playing next, but whoever they're playing next is fucked. I reckon the new feature of the new meta is the big guy with a Lineker approacher type. Unlucky Sven just died. That's one manager after this to rip it up for the 5-1. Yeah, RIP. RIP to Sven Goran Eriksson. Arsenal are going to go to the Etihad and park the bus and lose. They're definitely not winning at the Etihad. Not playing like that. What? I swear they actually played there quite soon. Hold on. Let me look at Arsenal's fixtures. I haven't even looked at any of the fan cams yet today because I haven't been in my house. But wait, do you know what doesn't make sense? The Carabao Cup is in the same week as the Champions League, so they've got 2 games in a midweek. So they're just not gonna. They're gonna play a second string side. The scheduling makes no sense. They play on the 22nd of September. Do you know what? They've got the North London derby. Fucking hell, they've got Tottenham, as you just said, Tottenham away, City away. They've got Atalanta as well. That's a tough week for them, you know. That's a tough week. No Rice for Tottenham. So that's what they've Marino's out as well. So Jorginho, Partey, Odegaard midfield against Tottenham. The thing is, Tottenham's midfield is fucking shit as well. Their midfield is shit as well, so it doesn't really matter. And to be honest, I think they'll win against Tottenham, but I think they'll lose against City. Because they've proven over the last 2 seasons they don't care about Tottenham away anymore. Tottenham away doesn't really matter to them. That used to be a thing for them, but they get over that. I know they lost to back to back. I think Atalanta can get at them. And then, they lose to City. I think Atalanta could test them though. You want the toughest fixtures at the start, man. I don't mind it at all. Big up to yourself, bro. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, get the fixtures out of the way. I guess that's why playing City now doesn't really matter as well. We always play City in August or September anyway. What? But yeah, okay, fair enough. But yeah, I mean that's going to be interesting. Like, obviously, I think they'll still beat Tottenham away. To be honest with you, Jorginho and Partey, Odegaard, they'll be fine. because Tottenham's midfield is shit, and also Tottenham's attack is terrible. Tottenham's attack is absolutely awful. Apart from Solanke's not going to get the ball half the time. They may be attacking, but Solanke's not getting the ball. There's Pedro Porras crossing it because Son ain't a left winger anymore. Son ain't human Son anymore. That man is not just because he like beat Everton. Everyone can beat Everton now. Everyone's gonna beat Everton. Did you see the way Everton crumbled today? Like that's not gonna make a difference. That they've got Van der Ven, don't get me wrong, they've got Van der Ven, they've got Romero. If they don't get injured, cool. But we saw last season they conceded 2 goals, and Arsenal won set pieces as well. We saw that last season as well. So that's why what's it called? That's why I think they win it at White Hart Lane or Shite Hart Lane or whatever. But they will definitely lose against Man City. Honestly, I don't want to create heat. Honestly, I want to create heat. Who wants to be a saying Arsenal don't make top 3? Top 3 is mad. I don't think they finish any lower than second. I just don't think they win the league. But I'll take that bet as well. I think they lose or draw. Partey and Jorginho are poor. Between the two of them, they have half a leg. Bro, Thomas Partey has been skinned by João Pedro and Morgan Rogers back to back. And to be fair, Rice wasn't playing well before he got sent off. The only one with Saka started well and then he fell off. Trossard was having a stinker. Havertz, apart from the goal, was having a stinker. Timber wasn't that good. Gabriel was probably the one that was. The Gabriel and Saliba were the only ones that were playing well for them. Gabriel put his body on the line all the time. That guy was dedicated to the cause. It's a shame. He probably wants to beat up the rest of his teammates because none of the rest defended like him. Other than their centre backs, none of them were that good. None of them were that good at all. Exactly. I think the Arsenal hype will make them implode and hear me now. I think Sterling will lose them the title. I don't know about losing them the title, but it wasn't good enough. I don't think the Sterling signing's good. Well, not good, but it's just not great. It's not the needle mover. You know what I mean? It's not the needle mover. They needed a striker. They needed Ivan Toney. For fuck's sake, Ivan Toney was there. But they want to go with Havertz and Jesus up front. Listen, Havertz scored again today, but the goal was given to him. When the ball was crossed in, he should have had another goal today. Havertz missed a chance. And Saka missed a chance today. They could have still won with 10 men. Watch the internal arguments. Saka carried an injury already. Yeah, I mean, he always looks like that's the way he walks. He's limping, but honestly, I agree with you when you say this. That boy is going to be finished in 3 years. Do you know it's the same thing that happened to Rashford as well when Solskjaer kept playing him? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer kept playing Rashford with an injury and played him for 90 minutes and wouldn't take him off. That's what's going to happen to Saka as well, because that guy is one of the international players. He plays international football, so he doesn't really get a break. Yeah, Tony should have got a move, a proper move, not Al Ali, whatever the fuck they're called. They got weaker. Listen, I understand why Tony took the move, but I don't understand why other clubs didn't go in for Tony. They got weaker in the transfer window, and City got stronger. Awful business. Facts. Listen, Marino and Calafiori would have been good signings in the background if they got their striker. Listen, they did need a winger as well. I don't know whether Sterling was the right one as well. It's going to be the Michael Owen effect. Played too many games early in his career, his body's going to be finished. I do agree. I have to agree with that, bro, because that man plays all the time. Yeah, he was actually having Jack Hinchelwood down that left hand side, or down Hinchelwood's left hand side. He was actually getting at him quite a lot. He was gonna cook him, but it all kind of just fell off from there. Once Hinchelwood got his foot in the game, no one really played well for Arsenal, so they kind of fucked it. I like how this match reaction just drifted into roasting Arsenal again, but fuck it, man. Also, be there for Monday 8 p.m. people. Monday 8 p.m. the GVO show will be back. I'm gonna do a mini pilot series as well. That's gonna be uploads only every Monday as well. That's just gonna be me taking the piss out of the incidents that happen in the Premier League on the weekends as well. So I'm gonna try that out. It's kind of inspired by a couple of things that I've watched in the past as well. So you'll get more uploads from me. But I don't know why I'm going to upload it within the international break because there's nothing to talk about. He runs out of steam now. A couple of years ago, he would keep going. Yeah. Yeah, that's like these young players that come through in England. Yeah, they need to nurture these people properly. Otherwise, they're not going to have the futures that everyone thinks they're going to have. They will just get run into the ground and be slightly more ineffective as the years go by. That's the real thing. Because Saka ain't going to look like Saka anymore. That's why Foden will still look effective on a day by day because he doesn't need to play all the time. You need to set up an environment where you can't be the main man all the time. You know how draining it must be, by the way. Let's say for like Gabriel, Saliba, Saka, uh, who else? Odegaard, them four specifically, and Ben White. Them five that have played throughout this whole time that Arsenal have been trying to challenge for a title race. They've been the so-called key players to try and challenge for the league year in, year out now. This is going to be their third season too. And they're not going to win it again. They're going to finish second again. You know that's going to drain the fuck out of them, finishing back to back to back second places, whilst no one else is really pushing them. And the thing is, you like they signed Raheem Sterling to win the league, and Raheem Sterling has played Premier League football. He's only played in the Premier League, so you got to expect instant impact from someone that's just a loan signing as well. So there's not much pressure. And according to some people, he won't even fucking start. That's the thing. Martinelli had a stinker. Um, Starting against Villa. Trossard had a stinker now. It's up to Sterling to take that spot by the scruff of the neck. I don't think he's been called up to England either. I think he's going to get a break as well. So, yeah. You can tell how tight it is when Arsenal fans were like at the end of the season already post-match chat. Yep. Yep. Losing Smith Rowe, Nelson, Ramsdale, and Nketiah and Vieira, and there were Odegaard injury away from losing all creativity. Facts. And you know what's funny? If they lose Odegaard, they're just going to put Havertz in a 10 where he cannot play. He cannot play anywhere near the midfield. The guy is just a striker. He's a striker that's become more clinical than his Chelsea days, which I still don't think it is the needle mover. And the striker will be Jesus, who's also injury prone, or Trossard in a false nine. I think Trossard needs to play central anyway. I think going forget Jesus. If Havertz doesn't move the needle, you put Trossard in the false nine because that's the only way you're going to get anything. Because you didn't sign a striker. Like, don't get me wrong, Smith Rowe didn't play, and Arteta seems to like a small squad because he doesn't rotate at all, really. Barring defenders, for some reason he doesn't like to rotate his midfield or attack at all. But Smith Rowe is an option. Nelson is still an option. Like Ramsdale, he's wank, but Nketiah and Vieira, they're wank as well, but they're options that they didn't replace. Timber got injured today as well, didn't he? Yeah, he did. Yeah, and listen, yeah, Cauliflower didn't get his best debut. He's going to have to settle into the league as well. So, actually, is this the future we watch the Premier League like Mayweather? We only watch to see and hope he loses. I think a lot of people have already watched the Premier League a bit like that. It's just the fact that the social media era has given a lot more opportunities to make memes and dunk on your opponents that of teams you may hate and may dislike. So I think social media has almost exceeded and put more exaggeration and more insight onto those points already. I think that's how most of us have kind of watched it. Like, I go ahead, Charlie, put your unpopular opinion in. I'm trying to hear that. But I've always watched Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham games from when I was a kid and Man United, hoping they lose. It's just that's just me being 100% honest. No, I hear you, but never gets old. It never gets old. Saliba is overrated. He's on fraud watch. Gabriel's by far the best centre back. Muddy does talk. Going back to this though, I don't know about fraud watch. I would understand. I think he's overrated by Arsenal fans. I don't believe he's the best centre back in the league. I still think it. I still think Van Dijk is still Van Dijk. Just my opinion. I still think Van Dijk is still Van Dijk. I like Gabriel though. I think Gabriel's a really good centre back. I think he's one of the closer players to be world class. He's not going to be He's not world class, but if Arsenal fans want to even remotely put one of their players anywhere near world class, it's going to have to be him. That's anywhere near it. I think Saliba is overrated by Arsenal fans, but I still think he's a really good centre back. I still think, do you know what it is for Saliba? What makes him really good is the fact that if you play in a high line and a striker get past you, you only need to put your arm in front for them to for you to stop them, and it's very hard to get past him. I do think he has that moment in him where he has a bozo moment in him, and I think they almost complement each other. He's not even the best centre back at Arsenal. I think people kind of underrate Gabriel. I think I wouldn't bypass that, even say that Gabriel is better than Saliba. Think that's fair enough. Um, but I don't think he's. Do you know what it is as well? Do you know what I've noticed with this? Gabriel had a bozo gene before Saliba came in, but Saliba already kind of had the bozo gene anyway. So I guess you could kind of say Saliba kind of made Gabriel better, but Gabriel has Saliba has almost made Gabriel better than Saliba, which is kind of weird. It's just my opinion. But I also think Gabriel probably makes Saliba better. Yeah, bozo gene. Yeah, like that's a difficult one. That's a difficult one. I think they've got a great centre back. I think still a great centre back partnership. I think that's the least of their problems. I think it was, as you said, like the creativity outside of Odegaard. They're kind of relying on him too much for creativity. Defense is where, yeah, all that makes Saliba look good is pace. I think physicality as well. I think strikers struggle to get past Saliba for in terms of physical wise. Anyway, um, I think he's got good intelligence of reading the game. To be fair. But I think that only works when they're playing a lot deeper, like against City away, for example. But I think they're going to struggle against City away this time. I think, especially as Savio's played. I don't know where Savio was today. I had him in my FPL team, but if they come up against like a Savio, they're kind of fucked in my opinion. Big up to Colin. A much better performance today. Difference today. They had a world class striker, and we had a declining Antonio up front despite his effort. Unsure about Fulkirk. Feel we might ruin on getting a striker. I think we need to give Fulkirk a chance, mate. He hasn't started a game. He's not played in this league before as well. So I think it's only fair to give him a chance. He has a 10-day injury. Okay. I think Haaland is going to bully him. I mean, if they play any high up the pitch, if they don't play like last, they need to play like last season, the way they did against City. If they put any high up the pitch, they're going to get absolutely obliterated. It's going to be like 2 seasons ago where Kevin De Bruyne was on one. But City need to play like the Savios of this world, in my opinion. Big up Mike's more encouraging performance overall. Yeah, it was. There was definitely more encouraging performance overall. We can take many more positives from today than we can from last season when we lost against City 3-1 as well, and we were terrible. Well, we started the first half quite well, but yeah. I mean, we had Kevin Muscat do your history. If you don't know about that ex-maniac, Rolf love my ass off. That is my era. I don't think they will. I think Rodri's comments are going to get to them. I think so as well. I think they're rattled by the mentality thing. I think obviously they don't get me wrong. Arsenal have, especially this team, have thriving off proving people wrong in certain aspects. But I think Rodri has hit the nail on the head. They go to win, they go to draw. That's what happened at the Etihad last season. They struggled. They struggled like to get a goal. And don't get me wrong, City struggled as well. But they struggled to have that winning mentality. Look at the way they were celebrated after that. I think Paul Scholes said it as well. Paul Scholes was spot on about it. Like you go to that psychological edge that you have over winning against your direct rivals in the title race is going to have a big psychological edge because then City don't feel unbeatable anymore. So yeah, and I think they'll lose to City as well, just because that Etihad Emirates is a different thing, but even then, I still think City might win. I think City are just better than last year. They're just better, bro. They had a nearly a wake up call last season. I think it was just coming off the treble. It was hard to top that. And they were kind of having that hangover over the treble and losing Ilkay Gundogan as well. They lost. People forget they lost Ilkay Gundogan last year, and they won the treble. I said it earlier. You are a few chess pieces of a set, but do not think half full. Look at what you did over what you had last season. I like the progress, bro. Yeah, a lot of what we did last season was off very good individual moments. So hopefully we can put more moves together to score more outfield goals. That's what I'm looking for next. Like the goal we got today was good, but it was mainly because it was an own goal. But it was a good move. You know what I mean? We put some good moves together today, especially in the second half. Some really fun moves, some balls over the top, some good link up play, 1-2s, etc. But um, and it needs someone to finish it off, and I think Fulcrook will be the guy. Their biggest winners are City's rejects. Facts. And you know what, Charlie? Their biggest winners are also ex-Chelsea players and ex-Man City players put together. So Sterling's both. Jorginho and Havertz won the Champions League. And yeah, the other two City players won everything apart from the Champions League. So that says a lot. And also Declan Rice, who won a European trophy. But yeah, those are the players that have won the things. Like Saka won the FA Cup, he was on the bench. A lot of those FA Cup players are not there anymore. Even Smith Rowe is not there anymore. But Smith Rowe didn't even play then. Yeah, don't forget ex West Ham. Yeah, of course. Of course. That's the thing. Like, people laughed at us when fucking hell, Charlie. Fuck's sake. What's it called? When we said, when Declan Rice moved to Arsenal, that he wants to guarantee winning trophies and he moved there, he's made the wrong move. They laughed at us. They laughed at us, but we were right. I said the best they will win is an FA Cup. The best they will win is an FA Cup. And then they don't even go for the FA Cup. They're going to have to play their second team against Bolton in the Carabao Cup anyway, because they've got Atalanta 2 days later, which the schedule doesn't make any sense, but there's too many games. The Champions League format is ridiculous. So, yeah. But Rice went to win trophies, and he's won less trophies at Arsenal than he did at West Ham. Like, there you go, man. There you go. Like, I don't like the narrative of, he picked Arsenal over Man City paid the money. Man City paid the money. Arsenal paid the money. Man City didn't pay the money. That's why Rice went to Arsenal. I'm here for it. They can't rotate anyone. They can't, because they sold all of the squad players. Hold on. Listen, I come from the rock and roll industry, and that is pro wrestling. And that's the same for football. Why let the truth get in the way of a good story? Trust me there. Yeah, I hear that. I hear what you're saying. But this is the thing with Arsenal as well. Like, it's always, we're going to win the league. We've got all the missing pieces. Blah, blah, blah. The league starts. Blame the referee. Blame the FA. Blame VAR. City got charges. Get off social media. I don't want Arsenal to win the league. Neither do I. And they're not going to. I'm calling it early. What are you calling, bro? What are you calling? What I would like, I need the old days back. I think City win a treble again. Fucking no. Well, they made the FA Cup final last year. They got really unlucky getting Real Madrid in the quarterfinals. They look better this year. I know Real Madrid don't look the same. I still think they win the Champions League. Their squad is too good not to. They definitely win the league, and they probably win the FA Cup again. I think they do that double. I think they do Premier and FA Cup. I wouldn't be surprised if they win the Champions League, though, because as I said, Real Madrid don't look good right now. But it's very early into the season. But if they do win the treble again, I'm fine with that. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't care. I've got respect for City. I've got a lot of respect for City. I've always, like, for example, when City and Liverpool both went for the league, I can relax. I can watch the title race and not care. When City and Arsenal were going for the league, I'm rooting for Man City. I'm pretty much got the fucking half and half scarf on at that point, because that's how much I hate Arsenal, and I respect City. Mainly because of their manager. Well, I've always respected City even when I was growing up, because they always had players I liked. Like, the first player I liked when I was growing up watching Man City with David Silva, and they had Yaya Toure as well. Then they brought in Aguero, and they had bare ballers like, and they had Vincent Company at the back, Joe Hart in goal when he was good. There's a great spine to win the league. And they bought Carlos Tevez as well. Like Tevez, bro. We'll talk about Tevez a couple of days ago. Like, I love Tevez. Yeah, Arsenal fans are fucking stupid. Yeah, I think this is a given. And I think we saw after today, Arsenal ain't going to play. I know Arsenal scored 6 against us last season, but Moyes tax. Ben Johnson on the wing tax. Again, and Zuma centre back partnership. You should be scoring 6 against us. I want to see them clearly the 100, clear the 100, 115 and dunk on the league. I think they'll just get a fine for that. I don't think they're going to get, what's it called? A massive punishment for that. They're just going to get fined. They're a big 6 club. They're not going to get punished. West Ham, Chester City, exactly. Yeah, wing tax. Like in that game, we had Ben Johnson on the wing. We had David Moyes as manager. We had Vladimir Sufa on the right. We had Ged and Zuma as a centre back partnership. 28 was playing. Need I say any more? Like, you should be beating that team 6-0. Fulham put 5 past us that season. Because guess who was in charge? Crystal Palace put 5 past us. Chelsea put 5 past us. A lot of teams battered us. I hope they get a 10-point deduction. That would be jokes, Okay, best ever winger. I can only go off my lifetime because I'm born in 2003. From what I've seen, Payet technically played on the wing, even though he was a number 10, so it's technically Payet. Even though he's not really a winger, he played on the left, but just cut inside and Cresswell hugging the touchline, so technically it's him. If not, then Bowen. In my lifetime, I'm trying to look back because other than that, I watched Ricardo Vazte. Ricardo Vazte was good to an extent. Matt Jarvis was, Matt Jarvis played for your club as well. He was okay. I've watched Morgan Amalfitano. Morgan Amalfitano was all right. Stuart Downing was better as a number 10. And then we had really shit wingers for a little bit. We had Gokhan Torre for Guli in a season. Who did we have 17, 18? Antonio was on a wing for a bit. He played well there when he could. Anatovic was better up front. We really kind of suffered with wingers up until Jared Bowen. Very random, but what has he said now, bro? What has he said now? Lobby will get it right eventually, and unlike the Scottish dickhead. Fucking hell. Loppy is not afraid of changing things around, and even within the match, Loppy would get us Europe. You can see that is his target. I don't know about Europe this season. I think we have to get Europe next season. We have to, as in have to get Europe next season. That's a given. But I do agree with you as well. Like, Moyes would just rest on his laurels. I just got PTSD from the start of the season where Souček kept starting every game. I hope that he stays away from the starting 11. And if this manager has any sense, he'd be demanding this lanky fuck to get sold and his checkmate Vladimir Sufal to be joined with him. But what's it called? Yeah, I think Lopetegui is going to target Europe because you have to target Europe at West Ham if you're going to move into the London Stadium. I'm pretty sure that was meant to be the target about 8 years ago. We only managed to do that for the past 5 years. And especially after the European success that we've had, you got to target Europe every year, in my opinion. Bernard All was second, mate. You 100% was a spot on. You joking? I agree with him. You will get Europe this season. Bro, I hope so. Listen, I hope you're right. I'd rather you be right than me in this situation. I'm just pessimistic. Like, I just don't see enough. I haven't seen enough for us to get Europe yet. I've got to say what I see. Why West Ham fans less confident in us non-West Ham fans? Because we're naturally pessimistic. Sorry, I just saw Charlie's comment. Um, because I guess a lot of fans are like me. Look, there's a lot of West Ham fans that also think we're going to make top six and top four as well. There's some West Ham fans that put us in top four. I haven't seen enough of that yet, but fucking hell, man. Like, I just don't see enough yet. Like, and you never know what could happen in this season. I just think this league is going to be tough again. Don't get me wrong. I don't think the league's good right now. I don't think Tottenham are good. Man United are good. Don't think Newcastle are good. Don't think. I think Villa are good. They're tired, but they can rotate the squad. They'll be fine. They've got the manager for it. They'll finish fourth. I think the top four. Hope the nose gets better. Sorry, my nose is fine. It's just itchy. But oh fuck my internet. Hold on, let me get rid of this tab. Okay, but yeah, honestly, like I don't see us getting Europe right now, but eventually, yeah. Sorry if it's lagging, by the way. Oh fuck's sake! All right, let's get into your comments. Okay, gotta be Pyatt. Yeah, it's gotta be Pyatt. Technically, played on a wing, technically with Lanzini and stuff as well. Um, Mike's been on the nose bits. My fam, I've just got fucking hay fever, bro. My nose is just itchy. But yeah, Payet is the best winger that we've seen probably in our life. Like in terms of our life, in terms of my life. I'm born in '03. As Colin says here, Devonshire was a brilliant winger when he played on the wing. That's the thing. I would have loved to have seen Alan Devonshire in this side. Or not even just this side, just in my club in general. Because of the players I've seen Carlos Sanchez, and older fans got to see fucking Devonshire, and I got to see Havard Nordvei and all these shit players. Um, yeah, Roy Jones takes on football is so bad. I'm not even gonna. I'm not, no, Rory Jennings is a proper Tory. That one made me laugh, man. That guy just wants attention. I think he just wants it because he knows that he can wind people up, but people still fall for it. He's perfect for Talksport. That's why he worked for Talksport because he already had Talksport takes, and now he works on Talksport. He's perfect for Talksport. Um, but yeah, I don't listen. I don't agree with his takes half the time, but that's him. He's trying to get attention, and even people that have worked with him before has even said that he's doing it for the cameras. So I don't pay him. I don't pay him much attention. I try to not pay that radio station much attention either. Have you guys not seen the compilation of Rory Jennings last season, where it's like the match reaction after every Chelsea game and him going up and down in terms of, pardon me, the mood that he's in? Oh, we're gonna get top four, and then it's sack this manager. That's what Rory is. He just exaggerates a moment. Uh, Big up to Darren. Man City will walk away with the league this season. Agreed, bro. He reads a bloody thesaurus for fun nonce behaviour. Oh man. Oh God. That guy is questionable. I don't know about nonce, but that guy's got questionable takes, Really questionable takes. Like, I don't know how I don't know why people still pay attention. Like the guy said Haaland, it was a disrespect to the establishment. That was the exact quote about um Haaland being top scorer in the Premier League, and look what Haaland's doing now. And that video will non-stop pop up on the timeline. He's had millions of bad takes. Official chat got mental now. Charlie's on one. Charlie's always on one. All right. I haven't got. I'm pretty sure. Do you know what? Actually, to end this stream, you know what we're gonna do? We'll watch a Carlos Soler comp because I forgot to do it yesterday. I remember I ended the stream and I was like, "Oh, we forgot to watch the Carlos Soler comp." So we'll end the stream by watching a comp of Carlos Soler, and then I'm gonna end it there because that's what I forgot to watch. Unless you guys want me to talk about anything else, because I've run out of shit to say, man. What do you want me to do, bro? Start a poll. What do you want me to start a poll off? Stockton isn't that much better either, creepy fella. Yeah, I mean, I saw that Instagram comment. That was questionable to say the least. Um, if West Ham finish 8-6, I don't know how to do a poll on here. I don't know how to do a poll on the YouTube chat. Let me load the comp up first, and then I'll figure it out. Give me a sec. We're gonna load the comp up. Give me a sec. Okay. Get rid of the sound. Fuck it though. It's September now. Yeah, it is September now. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. What Insta comment? You saw the Insta comment in it, and Thug did Insta comment where he commented them heart eyes. I'm pretty sure that's why you're calling him a creep, no? There was that girl that was 16. Was it 16 or did she 17? Something like that. He commented a heart love eyes under the comment. That guy is fucking desperate as fuck. The thing is, this is not the first time he's done this as well. Like, in terms of not nonsense thing, but the first time he's got into a scandal. He's also stole a glove off a little kid. He also put the guy who had that chest problem in the Newcastle Tottenham game in the thumbnail. He called Robbie AFTV a prick. No, he actually was creepy, bro. He left a heart love eyes emoji on a 16, 17-year-old girl's page. Something like that. My creep dog is on point. Thugden, Josiah. Then became a world singer doing smooth criminal. Alright, I've loaded up the comp. Let me figure out how to do a poll on here. Let me go on to my video. I don't know how to fucking do a poll. Big up to everyone that's watching though. Leave a like. We've got 11 likes. There's 12 people watching, so you guys have done your job pretty much. How do you do a poll? I don't know how to fucking do a poll on here. Hold on. I don't even know if I can do one. Do I even have enough subscribers to do a poll? I'm not gonna look it up now. We'll do it another time, bro, because otherwise I'm gonna spend half of the stream, looking up how to do a poll. But it's also probably too late into the stream to do a poll anyway, because we won't get enough time to get the votes in. So next time we do a big stream to do with West Ham, and there's enough people in the chat, we will do a poll where West Ham will finish. I might do a stream on Tuesday about the West Ham transfer window as well. Yeah, he is annoying. He is. But we're gonna watch the Carlos Soler comp instantly now and enjoy, people. Let's enjoy. This is 8 minutes long. Okay. Then we're gonna end the stream after that. Sentiment. We already know this shit. Long. Okay. Apparently, hold on. Apparently, his strengths according to this comp: long shots, passing, technique, set pieces, stamina. Weaknesses and aerial duels. Okay. It's fine. It doesn't matter. You can lose your aerial duel. Edson Alvarez will sweep that up, man. Blah, 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 blah. Crossing 7 out of 10. Okay, so at least we're adding in a set piece taker as well. Speed, injury prone, 4 out of 10. Okay. Okay, I just want to watch the football. I've watched like 5 games of him, but it's still not enough to say whether I can give you a full redone thing on him. But he's just he's the number 8 we need, sort of thing. It's those kind of passes there, those kind of ideas where you can put it into those sort of areas, which is what we need. It's that man who's going to give us them third man runs as well from the right side of centre mid. So it's going to balance it really well. Lucas Paquetá and Edson Alvarez just in behind. What about player ratings? I did the Mali in the video, Colin. So you might want to rewind earlier in the stream. Rewind where you can see the image of the lineup and me got my face Excel lineup. I've done the player ratings way earlier, bro. Like 40 minutes ago, roughly. But yeah, if you want to go watch the player ratings, just rewind the stream, bro. This guy seems to be one of the players, by the way, where you watch it, is like you feel like he can dictate most of the phases of play. And I feel like if we're gonna have this style of football, and you've got Paquetá and Alvarez as the main two midfielders, and then you need that extra one, you need a controller. Keep the ball, which is what we need more. We need more percentages of possession each game, where we need to do things with the possession. So that's a nice crossfield pass. I mean, that's why Lopetegui likes him as well. Them crossfield passes, he seems to be what's it called? Uh, into like them crossfield passes. Whether we need switch plays just to stretch the pitch. What do you mean streaming on Thursday, Josiah? For what? Why Thursday, bro? But there's no sort of passes there. That pass you saw there, where we need them midfielders on the right, because that will help Wan-Bissaka and Bowen a lot. Big up to Fuego, bro. You've kind of missed most of the stream. We're about to end it, bro. We're watching a solo comp and then we're going to end it. But sorry, it wasn't long before I got back from the match. Yeah, no problem, man. Just rewind it. It's fine. But yeah, Fuego, you're right. Dread right at the end, bro. So you might want to rewind the whole stream. I didn't want Mavropanos this game because exactly cause on the third goal. Yeah, when we discussed that in the match preview, that was the kind of my issue with starting Mavropanos, was the Haaland test. No, are you doing streaming? But why for Thursday? Why Thursday? Just is there anything happening on Thursday that I need to be streaming it for? Because I don't think I will be, because there's not really much to talk about throughout the international breaks for West Ham, unless there's major news that comes up. And if then, I'll probably just be doing uploads, because there probably won't be enough to talk about where I could be doing like an hour or an hour and a half streams when I could only be talking about one topic. I'm probably going to be streaming on Tuesday. I don't know for sure, but I might be streaming on Tuesday talking about, did West Ham win the transfer window. I'll be streaming on Monday for the GVO show. There won't be any videos tomorrow, I don't think. Q&A. I only do Q&A on milestones, so I did the Q&A because we hit 500 subscribers, so we're going to give it time for the next milestone, which I'll do one on 1,000 subscribers. I was going to do one every 100 subs, but I don't know, the 400 subscriber I had to delete because it didn't really work out, but I'll do it when we hit like a proper milestone, so 1,000 subs. I did one for my birthday because I thought, fuck it, but no, probably no Q&As anytime soon, because even if I was to like put it out there on a community page, if anyone wants any questions, I don't think we get many responses that we haven't got already. We've got a great core audience. We haven't got a massive audience where we can be asking to do Q&As all the time, unfortunately, just yet. But we will get there. We'll get there. Big up to everyone that's subscribed, by the way. Nearly on 530, and we're 80 away from 600. Very hard to grow when the transfer window ends, but I think we can get to 1,000 very soon. So big up to everyone that has subscribed. And yeah, this solo comp is kind of what we kind of expected, of what this guy typically does, those kind of passes. And it's going to make us more press resistant as well. It's going to be very harder for teams to press us if we're allowing him and Alvarez and Paquetá to play throughout. But I think if we're going to include him into the side as the third man midfielder, then we should just tell Paquetá just to stay high up the pitch. You're building an elite community. Yeah, honestly, big up to all the regulars as always. Like, big up to Deck, big up to Josiah, big up to Charlie, Fuego, Colin, John, Jonathan, Damien. Big up to everyone. I'm sorry if I'm Scott as well. And there's a lot of people that come in here now and pause and leave comments all the time, pretty much on stream. So big up to yourselves, man. And we've built a community that's enough to regularly stream as well. So Wasted a lot of counter attacks. Yeah, a lot of sloppy passing, man. There was no composure in the final third today, which is what really annoyed me. But that's something we can improve on, and that's something we can take more into account because we barely got any chances because it's against Manchester City. Pause, fuck's sake, Charlie. And we'll have more opportunities against Fulham to like rectify yourselves, and like even against Chelsea, we'll have more chances than we did against City. Chelsea is going to be a hard game, but I hope we beat them because we usually beat them at home, and I don't like Chelsea. But we need more final ball quality. We need more link up play. Need our attack to actually, work well together. We haven't really seen the front three work well together. I don't know whether that's a Lopetegui thing either, but I know it's going to take time. But I need to see the instant intention, rather not instant progress, but the instant intention of play the players that you really want to play. Like play the players that you definitely think have a future in this side. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it of the comp. All right, that is it. Unless anyone's got any questions, then I'll be ending the stream there. I've got an hour and 42 in. I know I delayed the stream for half an hour, but I needed to just so I could chill out. And yeah, big up to everyone as well. Leave a like on the video and subscribe if you are new. Social medias are in the description if you want to follow me. And the email for the inquiries. And we're gonna see you guys on Monday for go to the GVO show. Yeah, rewatch the stream before you go. You missed it quite a lot. We had a tough few games to start the season. We have Charlie, and they'll get better. They'll get better. And it doesn't get really any easier, but they'll get better eventually. And this league's tough anyway. But come and watch the GVO show Monday at 8 p.m. We'll be talking about all the Premier League games with Alfie, as we do every Monday. Big up to Johnny as well in the chat. Big up to yourself.